I feel like a rose between two thorns. Hello and welcome to the Eurogamer show. We're at EGX 2015 and we played a few video games, so we may as well talk about them. Who wants to kick off?
Yeah.
Me? Okay, I can do that. I played Just Cause 3.
That is a good one to kick off with, right?
It's a game I've been wanting to play for a while now. We've got loads and loads of consoles. I think there's about 40 consoles there, so loads of people have been playing it today. Big queues, but it's worth it. You get like free roam of this huge world. The map is absolutely massive.
Is it the full? Was it the full web map? Do you have any idea? Like, or
I presume
kind of a slice for the demo.
It looked like you could go everywhere. You couldn't play any story missions. You could do some side modes. You could just jump into enemy bases and tether people to explosives.
How many things did you blow up?
I wasn't keeping count, but it was in the high tens, like nearly 100, I'd say.
So, like, the important change in Just Cause 3 is that you can tether multiple things with a grappling hook. That sounds like the most boring change for a game, and yet it's like looks amazing.
It's what everyone was doing. I was tethering people to gas canisters, shooting the gas canisters off they were going. It's awesome. It's just like a huge playground for trolling NPCs.
So here is my problem with Just Cause. I absolutely appreciate that loads of people enjoy it, and I haven't played it that much to be fair, but the one time I did play it, I exploded some stuff, which admittedly was quite fun, but after about 5 minutes, I got a little bit bored. So did you get a sense that, apart from blowing things up, which I get is fun, do you get a sense that there's anything else to do?
Well, because there was no missions to play, it was just blowing things up, really. There's like challenges revolved around shooting people and blowing things up. If they can,
we said blowing things up so many times in this.
It didn't blow, but it did
blow things
involve blowing things up.
Okay.
But yeah, as long as they've got a good tongue-in-cheek story and some interesting missions.
It's fine. People buy Just Cause to blow stuff up, right?
Yeah,
so.
that sounds. So how about you? What did you play?
I've mostly been wandering around the floor. Like I was interested to see the PlayStation VR stuff here because I actually got to play.
That rebranding's completely tricked me, by the way, because I keep seeing that and being like, oh, that's new, isn't it? But it's actually still is Project Morpheus.
It feels like PlayStation VR was the initial name, like the code name, and now. It's kind of backwards.
I think they spent all of this time trying to think of a cool name and then couldn't do it.
And they were like, I'm sorry, I can't think of anything better than PlayStation VR.
Just go with it. It's too late.
Just go with it. Look, it's lunchtime. Let's just get this done. But yeah, so I actually played the kitchen demo last week at TGS, but they've got it here as well, and it's awesome. Like, it's really, really cool. I mean, it doesn't look like the most impressive demo that I've ever played, but like.
Well, like visually and like.
Yeah, like everything looks a little bit janky and a little bit jagged. The dynamic lighting was cool, but like the main thing about it is, right, it's VR, and like it's not a demo where you do very much. Like you hold the controller out in front of you, and then when you see it, like you're sitting in a chair and your hands are tied, so you can really just.
So this is really, really important. That connection between where your body is and what you see in the game.
Yeah.
I had this with. I've been messing around with Vive today
a
little bit. I'm going to turn into one of those people. Let me tell you about the time I used HTC Vive. And one of the demos that really impressed me outside of Valve's own stuff was the Elite Dangerous demo.
Oh yeah.
And the reason it impressed me wasn't because of the space that was out there, quite impressive. But the fact that like my hands were on the accelerator and joystick, and it was the same in the game, and it was moving like that.
That goes a long way to actually making you feel it, right? But that's kind of how Kitchen worked as well. Although, see, it's just a demo it's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea, but it's very flawed in theory because it's just a little bit rough around the edges. Like, so you're holding the controller and then all of a sudden my wrists were at like a 90-degree angle or something, and it was like. But the point is that like horror is going to go a long way with VR. I think it's just a perfect thing for it. Like the fact that you can turn around and look behind you, but you don't want to.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man,
it's really cool.
My friend played it. I haven't had a go on it yet, but my friend played it, and he came off and he said to me, "Did the guy on the stand? Did he breathe on me? Did he blow in my face?" Because there's a point when I think the monster comes like close to your face or something, and he. Like physically felt its presence.
That's awesome. So creepy.
I hope he did. I hope that was that whole guy's thing. Is it like he just waited until that moment?
Just sits there trolling people.
So I won't go on too much about it because some people at Eurogamer have already done this, and I appreciate that it's annoying if you haven't played Vive for people to just go, you have to play it, but you have to play it. It was incredible. The demo they showed was.
It's the Portal one, right?
Yeah. So, but not just the Portal one. It was a bunch of kind of tech demos. I'm not sure if that's a fair thing to call them, but things they wanted to show off with all the stuff they can do. Similar to Kitchen, I guess, which isn't good. Is that going to be a release?
No,
yeah. They want to show off what VR can do, and the Portal one was incredible. You probably already heard about it. Gladys turns up. The kind of aperture laboratory stuff is amazing to like look at and be in that world, and it is constantly just showing off is such a good way to describe it. It's constantly looking, look at what we could do with this tech. And you walk over to a wall and open a drawer, and I asked the guy after, and I actually walked over to where the wall was in the room.
Did you?
And pulled the drawer out of it because it judged it on the limitations of how much space I was using.
That's incredible.
So one thing, we talked about this for VR as well before, that space is going to be so important. They said that
what if you don't have that space?
They said you only need 2 yoga mats worth of space to make it work.
What would that be?
Which is like this.
Yeah.
Look at you knowing the exact dimensions of the yoga mat.
Listen, don't shut up.
Secret yoga fan.
And like
stealth yoga. Well, even like, I mean, even if theoretically you could do it with 2 yoga mats worth of space, that's not going to be the optimal thing. It's like you don't want to just get by. You want to have the full experience.
I asked the guy after, and I'd walked all over the room and didn't like. I completely forgot where I was standing, so when I took it off, it was kind of a surprise of where in the room I was.
It was kind of like that readjustment.
But it is just a joyful demo. Like it is. In reality, will VR ever work properly? I still don't really know. Will it work in households? I don't know. But as a demo, it's just so much fun.
That's awesome. That is pretty cool.
Anyone else play anything cool?
I played a little game called Lumo. It's a little kind of throwback to isometric games of old. So Spectrum games like Head Over Heels, or NES games like Solstice, or Sequel Equinox.
Have you heard that Ian likes Spectrum games?
I have heard of
Spectrum games. And yeah, it's brilliant. It is full of all these retro throwbacks. So some of the levels are throwbacks to games like Nebulous and stuff, and then there's other bits where there's one room you go in, it's a tiny little broom cupboard room, and there's a little picture of Gordon the Gopher on there on the wall. Do you even know who Gordon the Gopher is?
He's tapped into your nostalgia. This is what's happened here, and it's worked a treat.
Yeah, it is a massive.
Do you answer the question? Do you know who Gordon the Gopher is?
No, I have no idea.
Ed the Duck?
You're just saying.
Just
these
saying
are
words.
ridiculous.
The aardvark. Come on, that's got.
Okay, you have to know what is the aardvark.
You made that one up. Okay, right.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, that was awesome. It's not out yet. It's coming out early next year, I think. And it's really cool. I'm going to be doing a video up on the channel next week. Cool. Let's Play. I played with one of the PR guys.
Yeah.
So check that out if you're interested.
Is there anything else? Because I got one final thing that I do want to mention before we're done. I think this will be a nice way to close out the show, if that's all right.
All right.
So I did a panel with the team behind Elite Dangerous today, which is cool because they've got a bunch of new stuff to show off, and it was great. Everyone was excited about spaceships. It was a lovely place to be. But they ended that with a trailer for the fact that bobbleheads are coming back to the game, which is one of those things that kind of like sounds inconsequential, but the fans loved it. But the trailer was like a bobblehead of David Braben's face, this famous game developer, like pioneered space games, exploration games, and is this ridiculous over-the-top thing, and I think I'm going to have to show some of that.
Pretty adorable.
It's great. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of bobbleheads. I love Fallout.
I'm a fan of David Braben.
I'm ambivalent towards
both of those things.
Really.
Okay, cool. Well, that was probably a good place to leave this week's show, I guess. So yeah, we're still at the show for a couple more days.
Yep.
I expect we'll see some more video games.
We've got lots more Let's Plays. You guys have been playing things.
Vermintide.
Vermintide, yeah. Yep. Keep an eye out for that, and we will catch you soon.
Bye.
Bye.